When people think of the civil rights movement, Martin Luther King Jr. often comes to mind. His "I Have a Dream" speech at the Lincoln Memorial in 1963 and his Nobel Peace Prize acceptance the following year solidified his role as a leading voice for nonviolent protest in the 1960s. However, the movement's success also owes much to leaders who came before King, such as Malcolm X. Malcolm X's journey from adversity to becoming a powerful and influential voice for civil rights is a story of resilience and dedication to justice. Malcolm X was a unique leader whose strength was forged in the face of significant challenges. Born into a society that aimed to limit him, he rose above those constraints to become a symbol of perseverance and determination. His steadfast commitment to civil rights helped inspire a generation to find their voice and purpose. This narrative will explore the life of Malcolm X, revealing a man whose relentless pursuit of justice left a lasting impact on history. Malcolm X was born Malcolm Little on May 19, 1925, in Omaha, Nebraska. His early life was filled with hardship and struggle. His parents, Earl and Louise Little, were dedicated activists against racial injustice, instilling in their home a strong desire for equality. Despite their efforts, they faced significant threats and violence from white supremacist groups like the Ku Klux Klan, or KKK. The family frequently relocated to escape these dangers, moving from Omaha to Milwaukee and then to Lansing, Michigan. In Lansing, they encountered hostility from the Black Legion, another supremacist group notorious for violence against African Americans. Malcolm's childhood was marked by tragedy and loss. His father was murdered when Malcolm was just 6 years old, a death ruled accidental but believed by his mother to be a targeted killing by the Black Legion. This event deeply scarred Malcolm, leading to his mother's mental breakdown and the family's separation. Malcolm and his siblings were placed in foster homes. Despite excelling in junior high school, Malcolm dropped out after a teacher dismissed his ambition to become a lawyer, saying it was unrealistic for a black man. As a teenager, Malcolm moved to Harlem, New York, where he became involved in criminal activities. In 1946, at the age of 21, he was arrested for burglary and sentenced to 10 years in prison. This period of confinement became a turning point in his life. Malcolm immersed himself in reading and education, influenced by a fellow inmate, John Bembry. He developed a deep love for reading, which broadened his perspective and opened his mind to new ideas. During his time in prison, Malcolm discovered the teachings of the Nation of Islam, a group advocating for black separatism and self-determination. His brother Reginald played a crucial role in this transformation, encouraging Malcolm to make significant lifestyle changes. Malcolm eventually embraced the Nation of Islam's teachings, leading to a profound shift in his worldview. He renounced his past behaviors and began corresponding regularly with Elijah Muhammad, the group's leader. Upon his release on parole in 1952, Malcolm visited Elijah Muhammad and rapidly rose within the Nation of Islam. His powerful oratory skills and commanding physical presence made him a prominent figure. He expanded the nation's membership and became known for his charismatic speeches. The FBI, concerned about his influence, began surveillance on him, shifting focus from his communist associations to his role in the Nation of Islam. Malcolm X gained national attention in 1957, when he intervened after Nation of Islam member Hinton Johnson was brutally beaten by New York City police officers. Malcolm's leadership during the incident, including organizing medical aid and negotiating with the police, demonstrated his significant influence. His ability to command respect and organize large groups peacefully was notable, leading to increased surveillance by the police. The early 1960s saw heightened tensions between the Nation of Islam and law enforcement. In 1962, a violent clash in Los Angeles resulted in several Muslims being beaten and shot by police, with one man, Ronald Stokes, killed. This event deeply affected Malcolm, who sought to rally Nation of Islam members for violent retaliation. However, Elijah Muhammad rejected this approach, leading to growing friction between Malcolm and Muhammad. The relationship further deteriorated amid rumors of Muhammad's extramarital affairs. Malcolm, initially dismissing the rumors, later confirmed them through investigations. His disillusionment with Muhammad's leadership led to a public rift. After making controversial comments about President Kennedy's assassination, Malcolm was temporarily silenced by the Nation of Islam. This period marked the beginning of his departure from the group. In 1964, Malcolm X formally broke with the Nation of Islam. He announced plans to establish a new black nationalist organization and sought to collaborate with other civil rights leaders, something he had been unable to do under Muhammad's leadership. He founded the Muslim Mosque, Inc. and the Organization of Afro-American Unity, focusing on religious and secular advocacy for African American rights. Malcolm's pilgrimage to Mecca in 1964 was a transformative experience. Observing Muslims of different races interacting as equals profoundly impacted his views on race and unity. He began to see Islam as a potential solution to racial problems in the United States. His travels in Africa further influenced his perspective, leading him to advocate for Pan-Africanism and criticize leaders like Moise Tshombe of the Congo for their actions against African independence movements. Malcolm X's evolving views and increasing prominence made him a target for surveillance and threats. Despite facing significant risks, he continued to speak out against injustice and advocate for black empowerment. His assassination on February 21, 1965, cut short a life dedicated to fighting for equality and justice. Malcolm X's legacy remains a testament to the power of resilience, transformation, and the relentless pursuit of truth. His life story continues to inspire and challenge future generations to stand up for their rights and seek justice for all.